This video is to serve as some sorts of documentation on this place that I've had a controller repair done. I've been recommended to this company, Card in All Gaming. It's a play on words. You'll hear it and stuff like that. It's being put in the video. But this is to showcase what happened to my controller and all that. I've heard good things about them, but when I looked online, I've seen some bad things. However, I would go back again and get their services done again, but on something way cheaper. And as a matter of fact, I did. I'm barging in now to let you know that I have a second interaction with Cardinal Gaming later on into the video. With that being said, this is not a hit piece or anything like that. It's just my experience personally. But I would also like to say that they have some cool looking things and some games that I wanted, so I will have to go back and check them out a few more times. With that being said, let's get right into the video.
I wanted to document this while I still could. Okay, so I went into Card in All Gaming, which to me sounds like a play on words as Card in All Gaming. But other than that, I went into the store. But before I did, I called and got a price quote. They said it would be $50 to $60, but if I brought the replacement parts in, then it would be around $45 max. Went into the store, brought the devices and the replacement parts, and I had to pay an upfront price of $26.50. So right there is going a little more above that and confusing because that wasn't mentioned at all. And about my controller, it's a red and black Elite Series controller, red shell on top, black shell on bottom. I brought it in with my dome stick and my regular Xbox looking stick and a rear back paddle on the right. The replacement sticks that I brought in were TMR Hall Effect sticks that were blue and green in color and completely compatible with the Xbox Elite Series 2. Compatible as in I could still put the Elite Series 2 controller sticks on. Update as of January 6th, I got a call earlier saying that they upped my price to $60, even though my original contact I was quoted for $45 if I brought my own replacement parts in, and it's been quoted by two separate people. Thinking about it, three in fact, from last week, essentially. So I don't know what the deal is there, but I figured I would keep this updated. I have no clue why it's getting upped in price, but hopefully the controller comes out looking fine. A little bit of an update on the controller. This is coming from my phone microphone instead of the usual headset microphone. So I'm also charging my phone, so I hope there's no interference. But anyways, today is now January 14th. I had to actually call the place and get an update. Allegedly, they tried to call back, but there was nothing on the caller ID. There was no messages, even though apparently there was supposed to be a voice message left. None of that. So I'm doing this and keeping a note of this just in case. I did get an update on the controller. Apparently the right stick didn't work. The TMR apparently had interference with the magnets, and the same thing with the left stick, but they didn't mention the left stick. So I did that. I mentioned that, and I told them that the fix for it was actually pretty easy and simple, other than taking the magnets out, which I use the paddles for making clips and recording gameplay when I want to do long form content. But anyways, I told them the fix was to stack electrical tape, copper shielding tape, and electrical tape again to prevent
any type of electrical shorting that would ever be possible. I've seen a couple videos on it, and some people actually did recommend this, and they said if you don't want to sacrifice getting any type of interference with the sticks, if you're going Hall effect, you will have interference. If you're going TMR, you will get a little bit of interference because of the paddle magnets. But one way to get rid of that interference is to use some copper shielding tape and layer it with electrical tape on the bottom, copper shielding tape in the middle, and electrical tape on top of that copper tape. So all in all, it should be good. I don't know. I might post this to YouTube, but I guess you'll see if it goes on YouTube anyways. That's it for now. Apparently my controller's ready, so assuming that they made the Faraday cage, I'm hoping all is well. I'll have to crack the controller open and take a look for myself, so I'm hoping that they done that. I'm going to pick up the controller tomorrow, which would be Saturday the 17th. Saturday the 17th. Okay, so I just got back from a place called Card and All Gaming. Went in December 26th, had some issues, whatever. I'll just play you the audio whenever. It might be before this or whatever. So, after the fact, I just got it back today, Saturday the 14th. Okay, so I had TMR sticks specifically for the Elite Series 2 controller. And what I'm gonna do is open this up because there's an issue with the right stick. And let me show that now. As we can see, it's always pulling to the right. Oh, well, it was. I don't know what just happened. That's crazy. Anyways, I'll just keep it there. Because it was constantly pulling to the right. What? If this fixes it, I'm gonna cancel this video. Wow. That's crazy. Anyways, I'm back. I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna turn this off. Turn the controller off. I've seen where turning the controller off and powering it back on can also help with the stuff, even though I just did a recalibration and I seemed to fix it, which pauses. Okay, so the controller's apart now. One of the main things I want to look for is to see if they change the actual sticks or not. For some reason, I've opened this up before, not today. This is the first time I've opened it up today. The joystick modules were black with like a orangish, yellowish text to it. So I'm gonna move this, see if they can replace it. They seem to replace it, but I'm gonna try to take a little peek and see if they built a Faraday cage. Well, anyways, the way it was acting didn't seem to have a Faraday cage. But I'm gonna turn it on again, and I'm going to look at the TV real fast. Let me put a stick on. Configure, recalibrate, right stick. Now it's pulling all the way down. I'm going to do it one more time. Recalibrate, right stick. Okay, well, it seems fine now. I'm gonna go ahead and put the top shell on. This is a shell I got on Amazon, like the red shell. I like the purple hexagonal thing, like the little rings. It reminds me of the GameCube. That's the reason I like it, because I love the GameCube controller. Putting the controller back on, or the top piece back on. Let's see. Left stick wasn't having any issues when I tested. So, putting the eyepiece back over here. And then I'm going to try it again. I'm gonna do it slow. I'll give an update later. Okay, so as you can see, I took the controller apart again, and I'm going to fully disassemble it. And I'm going to check the solder joints, and I'm going to check fully and see if they actually made a Faraday cage, because the way it's acting, they didn't. Earlier in the video, I took a little peek and it didn't seem like there was any, so I'm going to unscrew this and take a look and resume the video after that. One thing I just noticed, because I was starting over here, it seems like they tore into the screw a little bit. You probably can't see it that good on camera, but it looks like it's just been ate up. Let me zoom in. Alright. Okay, so I have all the screws in, as you can see over here. Now it's time to unclip this and take it apart even further. One thing I want to mention is that my little record button, which is the only one exposed here, it was very hard to press. I couldn't record something. I had to press down really hard to record a clip or start recording, and that's what bothered me the most, because it was never like that was before. But I'm gonna unclip these and take a look at the solder job on these. Since these are replaced, you can see that they're replaced with the TMRs. So I'll do that real quick. So I took it apart. I kind of remember that you don't have to take these off. One thing I will say is that it seems as if they kind of clipped the points off a little bit, but other than that, solder job looks pretty decent. They obviously could have done a better job than I did. And let's take a look here. No Faraday cage. They didn't build a little small Faraday cage. This magnet was also out of place, so that's kind of annoying. I'm going to test the board and see how down it is. If not, I'll just put some electric tape over this, that's fine. Okay, so I put a little bit of blue electrical tape on it, over it, and before I continue, I do want to say that a lot of the screws were loose, like half of them. I don't know if that would contribute to the back rear right paddle over here being loose. I don't think it would, but I'm gonna put the controller back together. After recalibrating this thing multiple times, I have actually been able to play 12 hours, a little over 12 hours, consistently with no like magnet pull or anything like that, where it's clinging to the magnet and just drifting to the left or right. One thing that they didn't mention was the left stick was also doing it as well. So I'm going to put this back together and check the circularity. Another thing to note is that if you're taking this apart and you want to put it back in easier, pull the triggers down and place it back in. Sorry, I'm basically just waking up. So I see what happened. So these two screws, the plastic threading is just ate up. I can just keep twisting. I'm not going to do that. Another thing to note, like before or after you get all the screws in, it doesn't matter which, just make sure that the controller is in the housing properly. Make sure that your little air triggers actually work. That's one thing you need to keep in mind of when you do this. Right now, I'm going to put the little rear paddle in and see. Much better, much better. I can easily press this now. I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna clip this back into place. Or actually, no. I'll put the sticks on and I'll test the circularity right now. Yeah, it's still hard to press on the bottom right uh, button. Like, I can't activate it unless I press really hard, which I don't really want to do. But honestly, overall, my honest opinion so far of the place I got it replaced at, which is Card in All Gaming. Sorry if I just got loud right there. That's just me moving closer to the camera. Is that while they did a good job soldering it and fixing it and repairing it for me, which I just needed the sticks replaced to begin with, that's it. They didn't respect my wishes and make a Faraday cage. So that's one thing that bugs me the most, is because I specifically asked for a Faraday cage to be made, like a short little Faraday cage. I even said, you know how guitarists like Steve Vai or John Petrucci or whoever put uh, copper shielding tape in their guitars to keep out outside interference, and they were like, yeah. I said, well, you basically do the same concept, but you layer electrical tape and just stack it down just to make sure that there's no electronic interference with the magnets. Now, since the top is fully on, I'm going to test again. Okay, so far no issues. I'm not going to keep calibrating it. I am going to put the hair triggers on, which it sucks because they made me pay more for something they didn't do. I have the receipt. They said that it was going to be another $35 on top of the $26.50 that I paid for the warranty and the starter payment. And I brought in a 50. And they said, oh, it's going to be more. And they took the entire 50 and a little extra, even though they didn't do what I asked for the copper shielding tape, which is quite a bummer because obviously I paid more and I didn't get what I wanted. Essentially, I have the receipt. I put it in my Xbox controller package. The warranty also went from 45 to 30-day warranty. So, yeah, 30-day warranty, which sucks. I also got quoted by two separate people that it was going to be $45 since I brought my own parts to replace it with, and they didn't do that. I also asked them specifically, sorry for the noise, that if they would calibrate it and keep calibrating it to make sure that there wasn't any issues. Well, after around 18 calibrations or so, I finally got it working. All I had to do was take these little rings off completely, and I was able to play almost consecutively for around 12 hours, a little over 12 hours, with no stick pull whatsoever because of the magnets. So I guess that's going to be all for this video. That's just my thoughts and opinions. I'll have to make a Faraday cage of my own. Thank you for watching. Alright, so look at this. I noticed something while I was editing the video. I saw the tape. You notice the red lines? That signifies the polarity of the magnets. This could have been the reason why the Hall effects were messing up, and also why my controller's broken. As you can see, is the repairman dropped it, and the magnet is out of place because of that. But look at this. This is the official Microsoft Xbox Elite Series 2 disassembly guide. You see how the polarity of the magnet on the right-hand side is facing downwards? Yeah, mine isn't. So that just solidifies that the repair guy did in fact drop my controller and mess some stuff up. That's also why my rear right paddle is probably hard to press in. Just something that I wanted to take a note of. Okay, so it took a little bit of finessing, but I actually got the polarity back in proper position. I was trying to do it safely, but I figured the magnets weren't really connected to anything, so I'll test it and see how it goes. Kind of looks like it's not fully into place, but seeing how the magnets were phasing with each other, I bet that was what was causing all the issues I was having with the Hall effect sticks. And yeah, it also goes to further prove that they dropped the controller. Because I noticed that this piece, this right here, is loose as well. So they should really give you detailed reports on this stuff. Also, I want to note that I found some stuff that looks like chewed up bits of tobacco or something like that. I don't know. It was disgusting. I don't smoke. Hello, started to barge in towards the end of the video. I want to give an update. This video was originally done January 24th with letter revisions around the 28th and should have been published around February 8th or February 10th. As you can tell, I don't really have a set schedule, but I also want to make very clear that this is not a hit piece or any type of video to attack or anything. I don't condone that shit, and I don't think anyone should, personally. This is not a place for harassment. Just don't do it. In general, you don't know what anyone really goes to. I did get my original sticks back that were in the Joy-Con originally. Unlike how the Elite Series 2 controller, I did not get the original sticks back. I also want to give an update that I found out that they got a new repair technician. They fired or let go of the older, or the repair technician before the new one. Apparently, they got a lot of bad complaints, and sorry, I'm feeling kind of sick. It is now mid-March, so expect the video towards the end of March or early April with some later editing. I want to say that I've had more experiences with Cardinal Gaming, and they're not necessarily good nor bad, but I want to get that out of the way. So, as you can see on the right Joy-Con, or the red Joy-Con, whatever you want to associate it with, these screws are all chewed up. And I didn't notice this at first, but when I did notice it, the right Joy-Con cap was off in the Cardinal Gaming bag that you get whenever you get something serviced from there. And it was just covered in aluminum shavings as well, which I'm hoping there's no more, and I'll touch on that in a couple of seconds. But I'm pretty sure all the aluminum shavings came from the blue one. As you can see, it's just torn out. It kind of looked like glitter at first. The reason I'm addressing this is because I am giving my original Nintendo Switch to my grandmother, and I did not want to introduce any type of health issue whatsoever, and that kind of bothered me. Like I said, it's not a good or a bad experience at all. I'd say it's pretty normal. Just something to note since I've had a little more experience with the place. That's the second game company that I've had an experience with other than GameStop, and that was a little over 12 years ago, and it was such a horrible experience that I've never been to GameStop again for any type of reason. And recently, around 2022 or 2023, I found out that that certain GameStop has actually been shut down because, I guess, bad business or whatever. I'm not really sure. I'd have to look into it again. One of the issues that I've been experiencing, which I've fixed completely by the way, was over the time when this video should have been published already, the X, Y, and B controller, the Elite Series 2 controller, kept getting sticky, and I should have opened it up and took a look at it and recorded it, documented to be published. That was a mistake on my part. Just disgusting. I opened it up, it was burnt flux, and around the Y button particularly, there was what I'm assuming was shredded tobacco, and it just smelled bad. It like burnt paper or whatever. It was like the size of this light and brownish, whatever color you want to call it, dark cardboard. But growing up down in the South, people would make homemade cigarettes with a like crank lever machine thing and a bag of tobacco, not too much larger than this controller box, and a case of empty cigarette casings with the filters on it. If you know me, I don't like smoking. I don't want smoke around me. I don't necessarily condone it, but at the same time, I don't care if you smoke, just don't have it around me. But they did get a new repair technician, which is who replaced my Joy-Con sticks, and gave me the original Joy-Con sticks as well. The sticks are Acnes sticks, the TMR sensing joysticks, which I will be doing a review on, as well as the Elite Series 2 controller sticks that have gotten replaced. It's gonna be in one video, and I'm hoping you look out for that, because that's gonna be interesting. And if you can see in the back, I've got a Nixie Warrior GameCube style controller, and it is still in the plastic. And I'm also going to be giving this to my grandmother. I have one of my own, which is right here. And I will also be doing a review on that, which is going to be a second video. And I hope you enjoy that as well. But that's essentially going to be it for this video. If you've had any type of interactions or experiences, good or bad, with Cardinal Gaming or GameStop, let me know down in the comments below. If you found this interesting, or any video that I make interesting, please like, share, and subscribe. I am out. Thanks for watching.